who's the most popular politician on the left?
AOC? I don't know.
One of, but who's Bernie? Bernie is
Bernie, yeah.
Bernie is. I mean, he's not a capitalist.
No, he's not, and he's also not president.
He's not. But
never would be.
But neither is Mamdani.
No, no, but he will. Trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They've boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
Bill Maher is back again, dropping another sharp political takedown. This time, his attention is locked on the Democrats and one of their rising stars, Zohran Mamdani. In his newest monologue, Maher dissects what he sees as widening cracks inside the DNC, arguing that the party's current direction, along with Mamdani's brand of democratic socialism, may create serious problems in the years ahead. His commentary is direct, unapologetic, and forces you to think about where American politics might be heading next. Buckle up. This one's worth hearing all the way through.
It seems to me that there are two pillars that this country is founded on. One is democracy, and one is capitalism, free markets. And it seems like one party wants to get rid of one, and the other party wants to get rid of the other. Right? The Republicans are not democracy is just not number one on their list. It just isn't. It isn't. It's behind Christianity and a few other things. And the Democrats, I mean, I read these 74% are for democratic socialism. Only 16% favor capitalism. Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars?
Let's get something straight. Republicans don't hate democracy. What they want is fairness. And for years, they've watched left-leaning news outlets and their loyal supporters attack them nonstop, especially President Donald Trump. From half-baked accusations to drama-filled headlines, the pattern always felt the same. Damage the GOP's reputation in the eyes of the public. These relentless smears have crushed trust in the media and widened the political divide. So the real question becomes, if misinformation has caused this much chaos, isn't it only right to hold the people spreading it accountable? At the end of the day, democracy can't function without truth, openness, and consistent standards for everyone.
If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this? If Mamdani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically for that party.
Maher brings up a blunt point. Where exactly are the Democrats trying to go? If Zohran Mamdani becomes the face of the East Coast Democrats while Katie Porter becomes the face of the West Coast, the party might be heading into political danger. Mamdani, who openly identifies as a democratic socialist, pushes for ideas like rent freezes, public grocery stores, totally free transportation, and heavy taxes on corporations and wealthy individuals. To some, it sounds compassionate, but it also leans heavily toward government-run economics. On the other hand, Porter champions allowing transgender-identifying men to compete in women's sports, framing it as an issue of fairness and inclusion. While both positions look progressive at first glance, they raise deeper debates about practicality, equality, and long-term consequences. Beneath their polished speeches lies a set of complicated realities that the country must carefully consider.
Who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second. Do you think, let's say, on the seize the means of production, do you think that the mayor, that one person, if he's a democratic socialist, do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time. It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party nationally. I think the
Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get. The state-run grocery stores, which worked so well in Cuba and the Soviet Union and Venezuela.
Maher's opening warning was easy to miss, but spot on. He said electing someone like Zohran Mamdani could practically hand the White House to J.D. Vance or whichever Republican comes out on top next. And honestly, he's right. Most voters understand the risk of drifting too close to socialism and aren't eager to experiment with it. Politics in America swings fast. When Democrats move sharply left, independents and moderates shift right. Maher's argument is blunt. If Democrats rally behind figures like Mamdani, who push aggressive socialist-style ideas, they'll lose the very voters who decide national elections. And in that case, the 2028 outcome becomes almost predictable. Mamdani's rise isn't just a New York issue. It's a bright, blinking warning sign for Democrats nationwide.
Trust me, he will be featured in the campaign commercials.
But they're going to feature people. They boogeyman everybody.
Yeah, but you don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but
they make anybody into boogeyman.
It has.
I think it was
just have more weight when it's real.
And he's right again. Mamdani has a habit of becoming his own worst enemy. His vision of a government-heavy society sounds inspiring on paper: equity, fairness, plenty of public support. But in real life, it raises hard questions about personal liberty, the economy's stability, and whether such a system could even survive long-term. His speeches energize a small, passionate group. But for most voters, his message feels extreme, unrealistic, and out of touch. In today's political climate, perception matters almost as much as policy, and Mamdani's proposals often sound more like ideological experiments than workable solutions. Many Americans view his platform as too radical to trust with national leadership.
You don't have to boogeyman him. He does it to himself.
But they'll do it regardless. Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but
they make anybody into boogeyman.
It has.
I think it was
just have more weight when it's real. I mean, when you can really.
It's ironic. So many of the politicians that liberals defend aren't victims of some conservative smear machine. They hurt themselves. Just look at Gavin Newsom. His political missteps didn't come from a Republican conspiracy. They came from glaring failures during the devastating Palisades fires. The state was under-equipped, short on firefighting resources, and bafflingly, water that could have helped protect homes was redirected to preserve fish habitats. Then you have Nancy Pelosi, who didn't need political enemies to damage her credibility. Reports of suspiciously profitable stock trades did that on their own. Liberals often complain that conservatives twist their narratives. But more often than not, their own choices reveal the truth more loudly than any critic could.
It must be horrible for a guy like you, who you spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much. And here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah.
Mamdani may be popular among younger Democrats, but that enthusiasm is fueled more by idealism than real-world knowledge. Many haven't experienced or studied the harsh realities of communism. To them, it's a dream. Everyone equal, wealth shared, fairness guaranteed. On the surface, it feels compassionate. But history tells a different story. Countries that embraced similar systems ended up with economic collapse, authoritarian rule, and limited personal freedoms. From the Soviet Union to Venezuela, the results have been devastating. Yet the appeal persists among youth who see socialism as a softer alternative to capitalism. What they often overlook is that behind the promises lies government control, censorship, and restrictions on ambition, things democracy is meant to prevent.
I think every 20 years or so.
Wait.
We need every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism so we can crack it up again. Socialist slogan used to be, workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The new socialist slogan is, trust us, this time it won't be a mess.
Exactly. If history proves anything, it's that socialism almost always collapses under its own weight. And yet, many young liberals insist their version will magically be different. But there's no need to fall into the same trap again. We don't need to relive decades of suffering just to confirm what's already been proven. Socialism begins with big promises: fairness, equality, shared prosperity. Then the shortages start. Freedoms shrink. Dissidents disappear. Economic freedom vanishes. People flee. Meanwhile, capitalism, though imperfect, keeps delivering innovation, opportunity, and upward mobility. Instead of repeating history's worst mistakes, We should study them and avoid the chaos they caused.
When the post-war Labour government in Britain was about to get started, one of their leading lights was a socialist named Nurian Bevan. He said, what could go wrong? He said, we have a nation bedded on coal, surrounded by fish. It would take an organizational genius to have a shortage of either. In 3 years, they had a shortage of both. That's social.
So Maher's absolutely right. If Democrats were to run a Mamdani, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ticket in 2028, it would be political self-destruction. Sure, it might excite young activists on social media, but it would alienate the voters who actually decide elections: moderates, older Americans, and the working class. These are the people who remember what happened when extreme policies damaged economies in the past. They see through slogans and understand what radical ideas can do to a nation. A Mamdani AOC ticket might sound bold in theory, but in reality, it would deepen divisions and push millions of voters toward the GOP. It's a shortcut to a landslide loss.
It's not about the big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are. I think it's because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on Election Day. And I just don't see that's the ticket. I mean, Cory Booker, I know you've worked with him. I like Cory a lot from my home state of New Jersey. Made a speech for 25 hours. Again, just whacking each other off. This is just not what's going to get the job done.
What Democrats desperately need now is a leader connected to real life. Someone who actually understands the daily struggles of average Americans. The party has spent too much time wrapped up in academic debates and identity politics. Meanwhile, everyday people worry about rising costs, rent, groceries, and job security. Nobody wakes up thinking about Twitter activism or ideological talking points. They care about survival, stability, and opportunity. If Democrats want to regain trust, they must step out of their bubbles and listen to voices beyond their echo chambers. They need a candidate who blends progressive ideas with common sense, someone who can unite idealism with realism. And that's where we'll wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. See you in the next one.